Hey, you guys. So I am so excited that you decided to join me in this sneak peek group and find a little bit about what a coach is and what we do and see if this is something that could be for you too. So over the course of the next week, I will be doing a video series with you to kind of give you some information that I'm sure that you're wanting to know. So I'll be doing a video on what a coach does and what you can expect like on a day-to-day basis, how we make money and generate income, common concerns like different things that people are usually afraid of, like being salesy and stuff like that. I will be talking to you about that. And then I'll also be doing a live video where I'll be answering any questions that y'all may have at the end of the week. But I thought that I would go ahead and start by talking to you a little bit about myself and sharing my story with you and how I got into coaching and just kind of giving you a little bit of background. So I'll start with about 5 or 6 years ago, I moved over from the east coast of Florida where I'd grown up my whole life, same house my whole life, to the west coast of Florida where I live now. And I actually moved because I was in a 10-year drug addiction and had destroyed my life, like destroyed. So I needed to start over, and that's what I came over here to do. I got hooked up with a ministry. They helped me get my life back on track and in order, and I, slowly began to get things together. Well, I ended up meeting my husband. We got married shortly after we had met. It was pretty short engagement and everything, which was really awesome, God's timing. And moved over to where we live now, which is in Mayaca City. So we've been married for about a year. I was working at a very prestigious dental office, really liked my income, hated the hours, but we were happy. We were getting by. It was long days, but we were doing pretty well. But I was really unhappy with the way that my clothes were fitting, the way that I felt, my weight. I gained a lot of weight recovering from being an addict where you don't eat. So your body's in like starvation mode, and I just had accumulated a lot of fat that would not come off. I was trying everything too. I'd been working for like a year to try to lose the weight, and it wasn't budging. It was like I hit a plateau. So I was going to the gym, every single day, at least an hour, sometimes two. I was running, which I hated running, but I was running. I was eating like a bird, feeling terrible every time I would eat, which was really bad. It was like borderline eating disorder is how I was feeling. And it just wasn't coming off, and I wasn't getting anywhere, and I was feeling really, really depressed and just really down on myself, very unhappy. I had actually created a Facebook like 6 months before Chris and I had gotten married, maybe even less. Maybe it was like 3 or 4 months before my husband and I got married. So I was like new to the social media thing. So anywho, I don't know how it happened or how she found me or I found her, but this girl showed up on my Facebook feed, and she actually was like, she caught my eye because she was so super duper fit. She was like 6 months pregnant and was just killing it. She was like always super happy, always posting really awesome things. And I was just intrigued by her. So I started following her and just, reading her posts and seeing what she said and, kind of looking at what kind of workout she was doing. Well, she ended up reaching out to me and inviting me to one of her challenge groups. I'm sure you guys have seen me post about my challenge groups. So that's what she ended up doing. She sent me a message and invited me. I did not join right away. I tried to do it by myself and didn't want to spend the money on it. And, I went through that whole spiel, but ended up failing and coming to her, wanting to join one of her groups within 2 months. So I joined one of her challenge groups. I had phenomenal results within my first 3-week program. Like, I was amazed. The inches had just fallen off and were continuing to fall off. I had abs. I've never had abs before, you guys. I was blown away. I was like so excited. And I was eating so much food, and I was in love with the way that they taught you how to balance your meals and how to eat, basically. And I was learning how to cook. I was just falling in love with the whole process. I was falling in love with Beachbody. I loved it. So I did another 3-week program, and once I completed that program, she approached me and asked me if I would be interested in coaching, which I wasn't really feeling like that super duper confident in myself, but she told me about the discount that you get on the shakes that we drink and any of the products. So I was definitely into it, and I basically started for the discount. But I was falling in love, like I said, with Beachbody. I was falling in love with myself again. I was falling in love with this whole life. So I was really watching her closely and watching what she was doing, and kind of seeing if this could be something for me too. Well, I was still on the fence, but her and I were talking in January. She was really trying to get me to coach. And her and I talked on the phone in January, and it was the 3rd week in January. And I remember asking her if she would mind sharing her income with me, because I had seen her like hint about it on her post, but she never really put it out there. She said, of course, you're on my team. I will totally share with you. And it was the 3rd week in January, and she said, so just in this 3 weeks, I've made, it was like $32,000. And I was like, you're lying. I didn't believe her at all. But it, sparked an interest in me, and I went and did some research on YouTube, and I looked some things up, and I saw that she was telling the truth. There's lots of Beachbody coaches that are millionaires and that make like tons, $800,000, $900,000 a year off of just coaching, and that's their full-time job. So that really sparked an interest in me. I was already in love and sold on Beachbody. I loved what they did. So the idea of working from home and making an income like that just blew me away. So I started out making small goals. Now, like I said, I didn't know anything at all about social media. I knew nothing about coaching. I didn't even know what a coach was or did. I knew like this much, okay? So I was starting at the very, very bottom, all right? So I made small goals, like I was saying. I said, if I could make $50 a week to pay for our groceries, that would be a win. That would be such a good thing, and it would kind of prove to me that I could kind of do this. So I started doing that. I got into her mentorship program. She was helping me. We were talking, on a day-to-day basis. And I made that $50 a week, guys. People wanted to know what I was doing and where my results were coming from. And like, I was being so positive, and I was taught to reach out to people that were not just in my friends list. I was reaching a lot of people. Let's just say that. I was taught everything from bottom level. So it was amazing. So I made that $50 a week, and I was like, okay, so what if I could make $300 a month and give Chris and I, my husband, some extra money to go out? Met that. Then I was intrigued, and I said, I would really love to be able to quit my job, my full-time job. It was getting exhausting. The hours were really long. The girls were mean there, and I was ready to quit. So I worked from February until May. I did 1 hour a day, worked 1 hour a day on my business, and in May, I was able to quit my full-time job because I was matching the income that I was making so that I could pay the bills and leave there. And I did it. I accomplished that. So it only took me like 4 months to do that. And like I said, that was 1 hour a day of doing what my coach taught me to do. And that's something that anybody can put into their business. You don't have to invest a lot of money to start this. So 1 hour a day to be able to do this was pretty doable for me. So I made that happen. And I just continued to work. Now, I quit my job in May, and right now it's December. Every month since I quit my job, my income has almost doubled monthly. So it continues to grow over time. And I'm in love with the lifestyle and I'm living this, so I would be doing this anyway. So that's what I've told myself. Like, I'm not having to invest a ton of money or anything like that into doing this. It's just time and being consistent is all that it's taken. Some of the other really, really cool things that we've been able to do is travel. So in August, I was able to go to Destin, Florida, and go on a beach vacation, all expenses paid, which was so amazing. Oh my gosh, so much fun. And I got a paid professional photo shoot, all kinds of really cool things, lots of perks. Gifts are sent to me all the time. In February, my husband and I are going on an all expenses paid trip to California, which we are really excited about. We're going to go see the Redwood Forest while we're there. Just super pumped. Let's see. And also for those of you guys that don't know, I'm expecting. So in May, I will be officially a stay-at-home mom with my new baby girl. And that's like been something like a dream of mine ever since I was like 14, was to be able to be a stay-at-home mom and have that benefit. So this has just really paid off for us, and I'm really thankful for everything that Beachbody has done for us. You know, something else that I didn't touch on is I moved over here. I didn't have any friends. I didn't know anybody. I was very unconfident. I didn't know who I was. I mean, I was a lost person. So I've really found myself and found happiness through this whole process and really learned to love myself. So coaching has done so much more than just make me money. It's really developed me into an amazing person that I can say I'm self-confident and I love myself, which is something that I've never been able to say before. But anywho, so that's enough about me. I would love to hear about your goals and your visions. And listen, you don't have to have the same big vision that I had. Like, you don't have to have some goal of wanting to quit your job and make, $1 million. That doesn't have to be your goal. It could be to pay your Shakeology every month. That's a great goal. It could be that you want to help 2 people a month. That's an awesome goal. It could be to pay for your groceries or pay for something extra or something for your kids. Any goal is a good goal, in my opinion, because that means that you're wanting to move forward. So I am here to help you 100%. And like I said, I'll be giving you a lot more information. I'll be giving you information about my mentorship and trainings, all the ins and outs of this. So I hope that you really enjoy this sneak peek this week. And I really look forward to talking with you and hearing about your goals and the things that you want to accomplish and the dreams that you have and what coaching would be for you. So thank you so much for listening, guys.